Unit 5, Lesson 11. Tell me your sign. Consider the equation. Negative 27 times x equals negative 35. Without computing, is the solution to this equation positive or negative? So do you think x is positive or negative? Negative times something is a negative, so that means that x has to be positive. Negative times a positive is a negative. Are either of these two numbers solutions to the equation? Well, if I wanted to solve it, I would have to divide both sides by negative 27. Two negatives make a positive, so that is equal to 35 divided by 27. This answer is correct. This one is not because it's not a negative answer, so it couldn't be this one. This means that when you have a negative sign out to the side, that would be like if you had 35 negative divided by 27 positive. Negative 35 divided by 27, you take this negative sign and just move it out to the side. That way, like here, if I had negative 35 divided by negative 27, negative 35 divided by negative 27, this moves out here to the side, and so does this one, and now it becomes a plus, so a positive. Multiplication and division. Find the missing values in the equations. So see if you could solve and get these answers, and then check your work. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Negative 3 times something is positive 12, so negative 3 times negative 4 is a positive. 3 times something is 12, that's a positive. Something times negative 4 is 12. Well, if it's multiplying by a negative, but my answer is a positive, that means it has to be multiplying by a negative. And something times 4 is negative 12. This is a positive, but I'm getting a negative answer, which means this needs to be a negative 3. We write the unknown factor problems as division. So all you would do is take these problems and go the opposite way. So this would be negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3, or you could have done negative 12 divided by negative 3 is a positive 4. Either way, this could have been your answer for number 1, or A. And you would do the same thing for each one. Number 3, complete the sentences. Be prepared to explain the reasoning. The sign of a positive number divided by a positive number is always positive. Positive divided by positive equals a positive. Sign of a positive number divided by a negative number is always negative. You have positive divided by negative, you get a negative answer. Negative number divided by positive number is always negative. Negative divided by positive is a negative. And negative divided by negative is always a positive. Two negatives make a positive. Anne and Claire walk towards each other at a constant rate, meet up, and then continue past each other in opposite directions. We will call the position where they meet up at 0 feet, and the time when they meet up is 0 seconds. So when they meet, it's at 0. Han, his velocity or her velocity is 4 feet per second, and Claire's is negative 5 feet per second. Where is each person 10 seconds before they meet up? Well, if Han's going 4 feet per second and 10 seconds, Han would be at 40 feet. But now it's saying before they meet, so that means negative. And then Claire is going negative 5 times 10 seconds, so that would be negative 50, but it's before they meet, so she becomes a positive. When is each person at the position negative 10 feet from the meeting place? I know that Han can go 4 feet per second, so 4 feet per second, and 10 feet from the meeting place, that means negative 10 divided by 4 is negative 2.5. And then for Claire, she is -5 per second. And if it's 10 feet away, 10 divided by 5, oh, this is -10 feet, sorry. So -10 divided by 5 is +2. That's where they would be, that's when each person would be -10 feet from the meeting place. Drilling down. A water well drilling rig has dug to a height of -60 feet after one full day. Because if you think -60 feet and it's digging, it's going down below. After one full day of continuous use. Assuming the rig drilled at a constant rate, what was the height of the drill after 15 hours? Well, constant rate we need to know, and it's going continuously. So if I take -60 and I divide that up by every hour in the day, so divide by 24, that means that the drill is digging at -2.5 feet per hour. Then we can say, okay, after 15 hours, so 15 times -2.5 equals -37.5 feet. So that's how far it would have drilled after 15 hours. Because we know we needed to figure out first how far it would dig per hour. If the rig has been running constantly and is currently at a height of -147.5 feet, for how long has it been running? Well, we know it's at -147.5, and every hour it digs -2.5 feet. So if I divide that up by -2.5, that equals 59 hours. It has been drilling or digging for 59 hours, because if it went -2.5 feet every time, it would have ended up here. In your book online, you could then also graph this if you would like to. At this rate, how many hours will it take until the drill reaches 250 feet? Well, until 250 feet, if I take -250 and I divide that up by, we know that it drills -2.5 feet per hour, -250 divided by -2.5 would be 100 hours. The lesson summary for this one is also something good you might want to put in your notes, because it just shows you how to take a division problem and make it a multiplication problem, and it gives you another reminder of what happens when you have positive and negative numbers. So if you want to pause it and take this in your notes, that'd be great. Otherwise, go ahead and move on.